Our final stop on the tour was in Toronto, Rexdale actually, which is a suburb, at the Westwood Arenas, where we sat down in a change room with the Ice Dogs, a wonderful group of men who play hockey together every week. But they're different ages, different jobs, different incomes, and gave a really great perspective across life stages. And interesting to hear that for so many, the catalyst for realizing you need a plan is having children.
3 kids, they're nowhere near university age now, but they will be. And it's, you know, what are we gonna do in that time? Because if we had to put a kid through university right now, it's not gonna happen. So we needed to start thinking about that now. So in the 7 years that it's gonna take my son to be ready for university, we need to have a plan in place, and then we have to think beyond that. Okay, so if we put all our money into university, what are we gonna do after that? It was sort of like a cascade of, you know, what the heck are we gonna do?
My son was born 3 months ago, and you know, it never really occurred to me until, you know, I kind of looked at him and I kind of had that shock, you know, like I was just married in the past 3 years. I've bought a house, so all my savings are pretty much gone. And then since that point, we've been rebuilding it. We haven't actually spoken to an advisor. We keep meaning to, but it seems like every day goes by because, you know, new parents run out of time. But I know in 18 years, I want him to go to university. So, you know, I'm thinking I got to put that money away now.
So life happens fast, and it's important to get started early, both for your kids if you have them, and for yourself. And we heard that if you don't, it can seem sort of ominous and scary because the longer you wait, the bigger the number gets.
Putting yourself behind the 8 ball isn't probably the right thing to do, and to make sure that everybody is secure is the main thing, right? Because we're all, you know, all of us here, we don't want to be working when we're 70 unless it's for pleasure.
Yeah, it has to be done. Like, there's no time. I'm 33 today. I'll be 40 tomorrow. I'll be 45 the day after. You know, it just happens. So, I mean, what do you do?
You know, 33, you know, lots of runway ahead of you. Someone maybe, you know, 63, and they're thinking, oh, geez, there's no runway ahead. It doesn't matter when you start, just start.
Everybody talks about having wished they'd saved more as they approach retirement. We've heard that across the country from everyone. But we heard from the Ice Dogs stories about maybe frivolous things they'd spent their money on all their lives, and as they near retirement, they wished they'd invested it.
And the money we figure that we've blown over the years on whatever, like I probably bought 20 cars over my years, and how much money have I spent on cars? And if that money was all invested, how much money would I have when I retire?
So it's what I look at is layers, and you sort of knock the layers down, and the last layer is the RSPs. If you continually feed them at a reasonable rate, they will mature and you will make money. There was an adage, I remember an economics teacher said to me once, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. That's right. Okay, so it's important to have a balance. And if what you keep as a percentage, 10%, if you make 100 grand, if you make 50 grand, it should always be a consistent number. And if you do that flexible, repetitive through years and years and years, you'll be relatively safe.
So that is the key message. Start early, have a plan, find a financial advisor whom you can trust, adjust accordingly, but consistency, consistency, consistency. Just put money away, and in the end, everything will be okay.
There's an investment right there in goaltending.